Okay, hey, welcome everybody to the Thursday night next Superstock live chat. This is we're going to be talking about 10 bagger, 100 bagger stocks, and we're going to be talking about our special the Fast Lane Challenge, which is going to be something we're going to be, it's something we talked about a little bit earlier about how to parlay 2 or 3 10 baggers in a row or some combination thereof. So let's say you start with 10 grand, you get one of our 10 baggers, you turn that into 100 grand, and you do that once more, and that becomes $1 million cold hard cash, Canadian or US dollars, however you do it. And that is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So let's jump into our first chart of the day. Again, let me just put up this disclaimer here. Calvin, Subban, welcome everybody. We'll have the show. You send it over some crystal. I'm actually not a champagne guy, but actually no, I've had some good champagne. Was it because like a dry? I think a Ruinart. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. It was good stuff. Yeah, so we're getting some lot of action. Hey, Derek, thank you for joining our live stream today. First time. All right. So yeah, we're getting a lot of action in these stocks today, and that is what we will be talking about. So without further ado, let's take a look at peak. PKK on the CSC, peak PKK-FF for the Americans here. This thing is looking good. I hope you guys can see my cursor moving around here. Yesterday, if you guys participate in the live stream, I was saying that we were going to be breaking out of this pennant over here, and this is exactly what happened. Now, sometimes you get lucky, and it works out. Otherwise, it would have been embarrassing. Although, I was expecting it. If you've been following the live stream, I was expecting it to happen over here the last couple of days. So it finally happened. So, again, the markets keep you humble. So we had a nice breakout here. The stock closed at a good midpoint. Was at $1.50 Canadian. So we had a very nice close today. Look at the volume. The volume was pretty strong, and what I like about this, frankly, is we had, of course, the CEO was on the live stream today. We had Johnson Joseph. And that was that was pretty good. I think the stock is about to start a major run. So let me kind of walk you through these charts over here. Again, I always believe charts don't lie. So here's the thing. I'm looking at, the more I look at this, to me it looks like we could see maybe even a $4 or $5, maybe a $5.50 stock price, $5.50 Canadian. How do I get this price? Let me show you the weekly chart. Now, my way of looking at these charts is a little bit, I don't know. It's, I got some Fibonacci stuff, all sorts of various stuff that's been kind of internalized. I don't even know what these things are called anymore. But here's what I'm looking at, right? You see this kind of base period, right? This base period lasts whatever these got 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 time periods. When the stock starts moving, I actually expect peak to kind of have an equivalent upswing of what we saw in this horizontal buildup. So if you count this up, you look at this length from from 25 cents to $1.50, so about $1. You got about $3 in length over there. So, maybe $4. So you're looking at a $4 or $5 stock, which I think could happen. Look at this beautiful formation happening over here right now. I mean, when this thing starts moving, we could see some pretty exciting action. And again, I think we're going to see a lot of shakeouts on the way. So, this again, scared money does not make money. all of our stocks are very risky. You should not be buying them unless you could afford to lose the money and not worry about it. So, if you're putting in 10 grand into a couple of these stocks, think of that money as gone. You may never see it again. You could lose all of it. You saw our disclaimer. Everything's down below. Okay. So, by the way, guys, you should be, if you're not following us on Telegram, you're basically crazy, because all the good daily info throughout the day, the live updates we put out there. If you were watching our Telegram today at 2 o'clock, you would have seen the you'd have seen our message about getting into cloud, as we announced that live stream coming up. No risk with cloud. Hey, anything can go to zero. Although, some things are less likely. So anyway, if you guys are interested in Telegram, you got to go to Telegram app. Just go to Google Telegram and, find it, and then look for Wall Street Reporter channel. Subscribe to the Wall Street Reporter channel. Let's see here. Okay, so peak is looking great. Massive day. The stock was up huge volume. What else can I tell you? I mean, the fundamentals are great. I mean, if you got to take a look at this live stream today with Johnson. I mean, I could spend 5 hours on the fundamentals, but watch the live stream, see what the CEO says in his own words, because that is kind of, that's kind of where the story is heading. I mean, they're really starting to scale up, but I'm just talking about the charts today because this stuff is kind of, a little bit easier. For me anyway. This is not deep intellectual stuff here. It's very simple. Derek, we're talking about peak. I guess I saw your message. No, could it be 250 by year? And you know what? Why not? I think it could be. I think peak could surprise people. I think peak could be $3 by the end of December. Why not? Listen, the markets right now are going crazy. So here's the thing. So we could be going into like a crazy blow off top, and then after that it'll be, it'll come crashing down for a while. But you got to kind of ride this trend, but you got to ride it. You got to ride it with stocks that are still taking off. You don't want to buy things which are already peaked or they've already, they've already had big run-ups. This thing is still in the early phase right now. Peak. Again, it's just like DOC. This is what I love about these stocks. Peak, this is the first major run that it's having right now. Same thing with DOC, same thing with some of our other stocks. Hey, I want to give you another analogy. So if you guys, maybe you don't really understand like some of the stuff I'm talking about with these charts. Okay, so think of it this way. It's got to make a little pennant here, and it kind of needs to kind of collect itself before it makes the next big run, right? You ever see a cat jump on top of like a refrigerator so that when it's on top of the refrigerator, it could jump onto something higher or whatever it is? So these things, this is like a cat, right? So this cat jumps on top of like a shelf, and then from there, it leaps off into the next shelf. And that's exactly how these things move. So let's talk about fans. Here's a stock I'm very excited about because this has been a grind. This stock was really like, for a lot of people, a lot of you guys are not patient. I'm not patient, so I understand exactly where you're coming from. Peak, we did our first live stream right around here. I think it was 23 cents back in late August. And, it was there was a grind. I mean, there was some selling coming in. Who knows what was happening? Some previous, I guess some of the previous shareholders were selling. Who knows? But finally, I believe they're out because, we've been just doing our thing. The company's doing their thing. And now finally, this thing broke out. If you've been following the live stream, you've been watching these kind of after market chats that we do here. We were talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Awesome financials. Fans, my favorite fundamental stock. Fans is not a grind anymore. Although I think, listen, this is gonna be a rough stock. I think it's gonna shake people. It's very choppy. But I believe this thing is gonna be much higher. Again, I talked about before, I'm looking at a 250, 350 target. $2.50, $3.50. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, so this thing is starting to move. Again, we also had the live stream today with Scott Burton, the CEO of Fans. I think the guy did a great job. You know, he's been doing these for a while, him and Darius, and every time these guys come on, they get better and better. They're getting better at telling the story. Again, this is the kind of the first public company. These are like young guys, so you know, it's not like you know, they're like some of the CEOs we've had who have been around for decades. So they're really starting to connect with investors. And so here's what's happening. I guess the question is, where is Fans going to go next? It looks to me this has been a very strong move. I think the stock could go up a little bit. It's going to probably rest. It's got to like catch its breath. So we're going to see maybe it could go to 54 cents Canadian, right around there, and start kind of building a little shelf over here, a little pennant, exactly like we're seeing with Peak, with Cloud, any of these other stocks. They got to kind of build that next base from which, again, think of it's the cat. The cat jumps on top of the refrigerator so that it can jump on top of the next thing. So the cat needs to kind of it needs to get on top of this shelf here, and then after 54 cents, it might hang around there for a couple of weeks. Then we'll see $1.50, $1.25, and onwards and upwards. Of course, I could be completely wrong. I mean, this thing can go straight up. You never know. It might drop 20 cents tomorrow. I mean, this is a very choppy stock, but you know, I believe the path is up. Again, you guys should be subscribing to the Telegram, Wall Street Reporter on the Telegram, Wall Street Reporter channel on Telegram. Also, we're in Discord. We get a lot of stuff going on there throughout the day. Definitely check that out. And of course, you should also be going to our website, WallStreetReporter.com. That's where it all began. WallStreetReporter.com, all spelled out. For the news, videos, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff there that you could make money with if you like making money. Let's see here. Yeah, so the Fans is up. I mean, 84%. I mean, look, we've had stocks triple in 3 weeks. I mean, this is this thing has got legs. Okay, so congratulations to everyone who didn't panic sell Doc. Yeah. So is Fans in the New York Stock Exchange? Yes, it is. I'm telling you the truth in advance. No, I don't know if they're going to be. Who knows? You never know with these guys. Listen, we've had, if you look at Fubo, F-U-B-O, Fubo, this is like one of the hottest stocks right now. Fubo was one of our live stream people. They were on our live stream starting in February as a previous company called FaceBank. Then they merged with Fubo. It was an OTC stock. It was $8 then. You guys could have gotten in at $8, even $9. Take a look at our channel. I did an interview with David Gandler back in July, and we were talking about all this stuff. I mean, you were getting inside information, but legally. This is the only place. Wall Street Reporter is the only place where you can get inside information without going to prison, because you're getting it right straight from the horse's mouth, directly from the CEO. I mean, why would you want to listen to some guy talking about stocks, like telling you where it's going? Listen to the CEO. Get it right from the horse's mouth. That's why I only talk about charts, really, because that's a different thing. I don't tell you about the stock because you're better getting that information from. Yeah, exactly. I think I think Fans could run. Listen, there's a lot of eyes on the stock right now. Can it go parabolic? I think you mean parabolic. It could. You never know. Yeah, it could. All these things eventually. A lot of our stocks do go parabolic, and then they may have a crash, but then they regain that thing depending on what the story is. That's why. But when we say parabolic, that means like a stock going from 50 cents to $5 in a week. That's parabolic. So when you see that type of thing, you want to get out once it makes that 10x, and roll your money into the next deal. So we want to basically start off with stocks, like this. I mean, I don't think it's too late to get in here. I think this, it's a, right now it's kind of de-risked a little bit because you're avoiding all that aggravation that we had for the last couple of months in that trading range. We might see a little pullback, no big deal. But then, you might have a 5x from here. So, listen, everything is relative. I mean, you can get into a stock like this at 25 cents and go through the aggravation of that painful gestation before it runs, or you can get in at 50 cents and it'll go to 250 in maybe 2 months. I'm not saying it will, but that's kind of, these are the trade-offs here. So let's take a look. Doc. Okay, fans. Hang on a second. Let me catch up to some of the questions. Hey, by the way, guys, before I go to all the questions here, so here is my question to you. We're going to be talking more about that fast lane strategy. Again, the parlaying strategy to have, to turn 10 grand into 1 million in 2 trades, or 10 grand into 10 million in 3 trades. And our video, you can check out our videos which talk about that. But what do you think? What are you guys doing right now? What stage are you in that kind of parlay? Have you done it yet? Are you in phase 1, phase 2? Are you, where are you? And which stocks do you think are going to be the winners? Because that's the exciting thing. I mean, okay, so let's see here. There you go. There you go. I hope you lose. I hope you lose on the bet. That way, it'll drop down to the earnings. I mean, just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, guys, let's go to kind of the main show, the main event. Let's pull up the main event, CloudMD. I'm going to pull up the US thing, and you can extrapolate the same thing. I'm using the US because the Canadian chart is kind of screwed up because the TSX, it only shows part of it, doesn't show the whole history. Okay, wow, look at this. What a beauty. Okay, so let's get into the chart. So if you've been following our live stream the last couple of times, we've been calling for a breakout where we actually did say there could be a breakout here, or was he? I'm not sure, but it was right around here. We thought there would be I think it was right over here, maybe the 210 area. And we were wrong, which is usually what happens when you expect something to happen. Usually goes the opposite, which is beauty. So here's what happens. The stock really shook everybody out, especially yesterday when it broke that moving average. And if you were watching yesterday's live stream, I talked about this moving average. I said, hey, this thing could go to, we could see a test of about $1.50, somewhere in that range, and then build from there. So, that's not what happened. The stock looks today like the stock turned around. This is a key reversal day, almost a textbook. I would say this is like a textbook key reversal day. Look at this. Stock started off at the bottom today, started off at the low of the day, and it was hanging around here. It was hanging around this area. And sure enough, we announced the live stream coming up tomorrow. We announced that live stream at 2 o'clock or so, 2:20, whatever it is. Take a look at if you're a subscriber on Telegram, or even if you saw our what do you call the channel? The what the hell is that thing called? Discord. There you go, Discord. We said this is the bottom. This is the bottom of cloud. Of course, look, I mean, this is not a guarantee. We're not making buy-sell recommendations. But sure enough, if you look, the stock turned around almost on a dime right there, and it just climbed the rest of the day. Why? I guess people assume that if the CEO is going to be doing the live stream, he's not coming on the live stream tomorrow to say that the company's going out of business. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually, here's the thing: when CEOs go on our program, usually means good things are happening, right? That's the whole idea. So it's like free money almost. Anytime a company goes on a live stream, the stocks pop, either the day before, the day of, the day after. So I mean, that's like free money over there. Let's see here. So take a look at this chart. So here's what's happening. We closed above that moving average. I mean, that is that's a difficult thing to do for a stock to do that. It's tough to go from crashing to recover. It's like this is almost like a Rocky movie. I mean, this is like a Rocky movie, where the guy wins. I mean, Sylvester Stallone. I mean, to go from bottom to breaking above that moving average of 50-day, that's a resistance level of $1.85, and it closes at the top. And on strong volume, I mean, the volume today was not as big as yesterday, because yesterday was the panic selling. All the all you TikTokers were getting shaken out. I mean, this is one of the biggest volume of days we've had in weeks. So to me, that says that we are in full bull mode, and I'm expecting this thing is going to start. Here's the thing. This thing is, again, this is like that thing. It's the analogy. It's like this cat. It built that little shelf. In that $2 range, and now it's going to leap to the next level. I think it's going to be probably a nice kind of smooth, sort of steady climb, a little bit like what we saw maybe last month in that early October kind of range. It's not going to go. I don't think it's going to go crazy parabolic, but it's going to be like a kind of like a freight train, like a freight train moving along at 20, 30 miles an hour, nice and steady, maybe picking up some speed, and again, our target, $5 next maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks. You never know. I mean, it could go faster. Who knows? But again, listen, you guys need to tune into the live stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's live stream is going to be epic. So let's see here. I don't have any information on that. This is a joke. Okay, I'm in big with Cloud. Okay, CloudMD. Short term, he needs to give TSX. Yeah, that stuff is like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, if the stock gets off the venture, the TSX venture goes up, I think it's going to get up. I'm not concerned about the uplisting stuff, whatever. The stock is going to move regardless. It really doesn't matter. And let's see. You're going to be holding DOC 35. I don't think DOC is going to be public. I mean, you might be owning a different stock. I think they're going to be bought out maybe in 18 months, 2 years. I think this is, again, unofficial. I have there's nothing from this. Is just my opinion. I mean, if the stock, they might be bought out for $12 in April. Who knows? I don't know. Short squeeze. I think there's definitely some a little bit of a short squeeze going on. I mean, but the stock is not a hype. It's not a hype stock yet. I mean, although you do see it mentioned in a lot of places, this is not a hype stock where shorts pile in. I mean, it's still undervalued compared to its peers. It's not that well known even, although you see it mentioned on YouTube and other places. It's really still, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like it. It's still a very early stage. So what we saw right now is we kind of finished that first leg. Today was the end of that first leg, and now we're going to start that second leg up. So the second leg is what we're seeing happen now. I think that could be the leg to, $4 or $5. And, I don't know, you guys could do whatever you want. Anybody who got in at 50 cents might get out, parlay, and, you guys buy it now could hang on for $10 to, up to you. Or you want to trade it short term. There's going to be a lot of action in this stock. My horizon is till $5. That's kind of my target, so that's, but who knows? Yeah. So yeah, telehealth is going to be big, but Here's the thing, doc is way beyond. It's much more than telehealth. That's just a small part of the story. Let's see here. Okay, hang on. Let me catch up with the comments, guys. Give me a second. I gotta scroll through 1,000 comments and long doc. Yeah, a lot of people like doc. Yesterday, nobody was saying good things about doc. See, this is, winning. Everybody likes to win. Aaron, I agree with you. Doc was being, it could be Doc. I mean, there might have been people shorting the stock. They bought the private placement, the financing, they be getting out, and that kind of creates selling pressure. You don't know. It's a combination. It's a combination of these things. Yeah. All right. You got a 209. That's always good to get in here. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, have a little patience here. Okay. Hey, we talked about this before. I don't know what the answer is. This is difficult. This is out of my expertise. Yeah, if you come across several great stocks, again, maybe you want to go half and half in each one. I don't know. Let's say you put how you allocate your portfolio, like to each deal, because listen, we may, and we probably will be introducing a couple of new clients in the next few weeks. So we may have some really interesting companies right now I'm talking to. We just got to see if it's the right fit, because again, we want to be a little more picky now with this platform. Only companies which, when they come on the next super stock or the Discovery Day platform, again, I talked about this on the, in our live stream, they got to be set up for two things. It's got to have that 10 bag or plus 10x to 100x upside potential within, let's call it, 12 to 18 months. But we want to see something short term. I want to have something where right out of the gate, the stock could double in the first 30 days. And then from there, it could maybe at least go 3x in like 2-3 months, because we want to see that pop right out of the gate. And, then we'll hang on till a 10 bagger. So that's the thing we're looking for. So it's not that easy to find those type of situations, because, there's just not that many of them here. Do you sell the 10 baggers as a whole? Do you sell them? I mean, I would sell them. I mean, you can't eat your profits, right? I mean, you definitely don't want to get into margin. So if you're buying a stock that's 50 cents, it goes to $5, I mean, and I talked about, again, check out that the big video where we talk about all that stuff. Generally speaking, you want to blow out of it, because the odds of that stock going to 10x that number, in other words, from 5 to 50, is infinitesimal. It could go another, $5, so it could go from 5 to 10, but it's much. I think the odds, like the strategy that we're talking about, the fast lane strategy here, is about parlaying 10 baggers. You want to go things which are high probability. So there's a good probability a stock can go to 10x, but to go from 10x to 100x, those are hard. I mean, that's like a once in a lifetime, once every, it's one of those things. Those are difficult. We want to go with low probability, easy money, as easy as possible. Nothing is easy. Wow, this is a tough question. Sam, I don't know. They're both, I mean, right now, they both have very solid setups. It's difficult to say. Okay, all right, Sean. Sean, where did you get in at peak? What price? We're gonna have to, guys, what we're gonna have to do is, I gotta find out how to do this on the Discord channel. We're gonna set up like a contest or like a portfolio thing. I know there's like apps out there where you have like copy trade or whatever it is, where people put in the position they get in it. It kind of monitors real time, and it could be like a fictional portfolio, like a real portfolio. I don't know which one to use, but if you know of what the app is that we could put on like on our site or on Discord. It's like some sort of a widget. It's like a widget thing or something where people can join. Let me know, because that would be pretty cool if we have like a contest like that. So Sean, we'll find out. The winner of the contest sends me a check for 5%, not even 10, 5%, 5% of the total. All right, Frank. What price? What price? Spence. Where's Spence? I don't see Spence here. I think I answered this, right? Okay, so short squeeze, I'll answer this. Entar is this I don't think is gonna happen in this lifetime. Okay, Doc, short squeeze. Yeah, this I don't know. Cloud, let's see here. Good question. I don't know. I don't know anybody. I think I'm sure there's got to be somebody who's done it. I'm sure there's got to be somebody who's done it. There's probably somebody who's done it. In other words, it might be somebody, if they got in, let's say, to either Entar and Cytodyne last year from our live stream, if they got in right around this time of the year, last October, September, they could have done that. They could have done like a 20x with Cytodyne, a 13x, or even with Imagine AR. They might have made like 15x with Imagine AR and put that into cloud. And then from there to 5x. It's interesting. It's CloudMD. Again, my target is $5 short term, but this thing could go. Here's the thing with these things: they could get a life of their own. I mean, I'm looking again. We've been talking about the stock since 50 cents, right? So from 50 cents, nobody believed the story. When the stock was 50 cents, everybody was like, "Oh, it's a penny stock. Oh, it's a scam." Well, it's not a scam. What, 3 months later, something changed? No, it's the same company, a bigger, more. It's the same people. So, the people who didn't believe it at 50 cents, all of a sudden, a lot of them are going to become believers at $5. Because again, every time a stock reaches a new kind of level, a new handle, $5, $10, it brings in a new crowd. So the real money has not flowed in. I mean, there is institutional money flowing into cloud right now, but the big money is not going to come in until that stock goes over $5. So, it's very possible that this thing can go to like $5. And if they really hit it out of the park, again, they got to have fundamentals here. This is not like a promo type of deal. They got to have they can deliver some stuff, and they probably could because they have capital now. They have a ton of cash. I think they got 50 million right now in the bank. So if they use that to make some solid acquisitions, they do the smart things, which, it's a sharp team there. They could hit it out of the park. I mean, they could go from $5, plus. And here's the thing: unlike a lot of our other stocks, which had that big, these guys have real, they have institutional sponsorship. I mean, Cytodyne, when the stock was $10, they didn't have real institutional. I mean, they had some, fugazi brokerage firms, guys who were raising them capital, but it wasn't like real serious, holders. Cloud has got some serious, buy and hold institutions coming in because it's Canadian. You got Canadian institutions. Once a stock is, better known in the U.S., $5, then you get the Americans coming in. Because again, for them, if you're a money manager, you're running, I don't know, a couple $1 billion fund, tech fund, or whatever, healthcare fund, and you see, Teladoc, you're looking at this thing, you do the comparison. I mean, cloud is trading at a third of the valuation in terms of the let's just use the price to sales ratio, whatever. So I think I answered your question, right? Okay. PKK. If PKK does, if they deliver the stuff that they're talking about, like the numbers that the CEO was talking about in the live stream, it's easily 10x from here. I mean, 10x from here is only $15, right? It's not crazy. And they're still cheap compared to comps. But again, I'm just looking at the next couple of months right now. I mean, because again, we've been talking about the stock since 40 cents. So it could be so I'm looking at $4 or $5 right now, and who knows? Let's see here. Wow. Okay. So you did 3x with Doc. I think we had somebody else who talked about this. They got in and made with Doc or some other stock, and I wouldn't sell Doc though. That's the thing. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk that you're jumping onto like a faster horse. That's basically what you're doing. You're changing horses in midstream. It's a tricky thing because you don't know. Thinking Cap. I don't know. Thinking Capital, is it like a Canadian? I don't know these guys. Thinking Capital, largest holdings. I think they're going to talk about. I think they're going to be talking about the Amazon deal tomorrow on the live stream. Definitely tune in tomorrow's live stream because look, we're going to start seeing a lot of a lot of activity in this space here. So Doc, okay. A lot of companies actually, most of them are just not the right fit. Fans definitely. Let's see it. This must be the comment of the night. This is the comment of the week. Transferring money from the impatient to patient. There's nothing more true. Wow, started with 20 grand. This guy's up to 105,000. Is that Canadian or US dollars? Because Canadian dollars, that doesn't count. That's like okay. This is. Let's find out what happens. I think that, listen, both stocks are good. It's just which one is better. It's like choosing if you have children, how do you choose which one is your favorite? Almost, right? Like you don't know which one is going to be that Nobel Prize winner or whatever. But that's this is good. All right. Is Doc a buy? You decide. Join the live stream tomorrow. Yeah. Gameco, yeah, they got a lot of stuff going. Thinking Cap private equity firm. Where the sued, right? Is that US or Canada? Dwight, I like that crash game. I look at that, take that analogy of their crash game, whatever that heist game that they have. This is the metaphor you got to use with our fast lane strategy. You got to get in, get the money, get that 10x, and get out before these things blow up. Some of them blow up, some don't. But the longer again, it's just like that video, the demo. The longer you stay in a stock after it's gone 10x, the greater the odds that it's going to come crashing down. Especially the stocks that we're dealing with, because look, we're dealing with fast-moving stocks which can go parabolic in 10 months. So that's what happens. If they have that massive run in 10 months, usually they crash down, and then from there, the fundamentals catch up to the story, and then it kind of builds and builds. Usually, because look, normally speaking, in like the normal real world, for a stock to go from $5 to $50 to go 10x, it can take years. I mean, come on, this is like, you guys are so spoiled here. You guys are like spoiled with these fast wins. Depends. Some of these things are pretty liquid right now. I mean, you can buy 100 grand of Doc, 100 grand of PKK, fans, you could work that type of order. So yeah, patience, virtue. Let's see here. Canadian dollar. Oh, Canadian dollars. Hey, okay. Hey, it's not bad, but also is it tax free? Is it tax free? Do you have it in the TFSA? Yeah, you got to spread. You do have to spread the money around because you never know. You can't put everything into one stock. I mean, you might be in a few stocks, so it's difficult. This is these things are difficult. How do you allocate the capital? Okay, okay. So what do we talk about? We talked about peak, fans, doc. Oh yeah. Oh, my big metaphor for today. So I have that picture of the rocket, the booster stage coming off. I think that's what's happening with CloudMD right now. That booster, like we basically jettisoned that booster stage right now, and it's shaken out all the weak hands, and now we could see the rocket leave Earth orbit. Okay, so right now Cloud is leaving Earth orbit. It's breaking the bounds of gravity, or I would say that's going to really happen once it breaks $273. Once that stock breaks $3, it can go crazy. We're not working with Dynacert. They're I don't know, they're kind of, I don't know what they're doing. When they signed up, they were kind of planning on having a lot of news flow, and they wanted to kind of tell that news to our audience, and they haven't really had that big news flow. So that's not really so they're kind of, I don't know, they're hanging out, whatever. But it's a good company. They have good fundamentals. I mean, as far as I know, they got Eric Sprott put a bunch of money into it. That guy's a lot smarter than a lot of people, right? I think they're a little bit different. Again, it's there's a lot of room in that. There's a lot. Look, you're talking about so many companies in that space. There's a lot of room for a lot of people. Cytodyn, Brian, I got no updates on Cytodyn. I haven't talked to Nader in months. He stopped returning my calls once the stock hit $9. So he's I don't know. He's in his own world. But otherwise, he was a great presenter. Very, very fun guy. PKK starting to walk. Yeah. Up at the Canada. Yeah, I don't think they'd let me in to Canada. Purpose Financial. Purpose Financial is the holder of Cloud. Okay, interesting. I don't know them. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Guys, that's the thing. Join the live stream tomorrow with CloudMD. You're going to get, you'll get all the insights there, real information, not just this chart nonsense. And definitely sign up for the Telegram. If you're not signing up for Telegram, you got to be crazy. And it's free for now. We're going to start charging soon. So sign up for that. And CRVC, I think this is going to be a massive winner. This is our gold deal. This is the new gold stock we've been featuring. They get a huge play in Northwest Ontario. And this could be one of those monster stocks. And gold, I believe, is going to be $3,500 very soon, at least 3,000. So with that said, we'll see you on tomorrow's live stream. Go to our website if you're not part of our email list, so that way you don't miss any of the big news, so you could make some money. Sign up for the what do you call it? The Discord, Telegram. Remember, this is not a recommendation to buy, sell securities. Any opinions here expressed here are my own opinions, nothing to do with the companies. This is not official company information or any kind of anything to do with the company. This is just my opinion about their charts or about whatever. This is not anything official. And let's see. That's it. Is Dr. Hamza? No. Is Dr. Hamza going to be there tomorrow? Of course he's going to be there tomorrow. What do you think? I'm doing the live stream by myself? Okay, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for joining. I'll see you up tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern Time, CloudMD.